So, Finebaum's at it again with another dumb take, like he always does, because that's what he does. Now, usually he's not out attacking Notre Dame, but, well, today he chose violence and came after Notre Dame. Apparently, he just woke up deciding to make everybody angry. Now, here's exactly what he said, quote, "They should not have been even in the top 10. This is an absolute joke, and it happens every year in the AP poll," end quote. Now, here's the funny part. 2017. You have an unranked Notre Dame team, comes in at 11 to finish. 2018, you have them start at number 12, end at number 5. 2019, start at 9, end at 12. 2020, start at 10, end at 5. 2021, end at 9, or start at 9, end at 8. The AP, not only that, the coaches, has kind of been consistent with, like, now I don't know the exact coaches' numbers, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be close to that. But at least the AP has been consistent, if not or with the ratings around of where Notre Dame should be usually. Even especially, I think it's 7 out of the last 8 Notre Dame's been above the preseason ranking. From, I think it's 7 of 8, if I remember correctly. So it's like, in all honesty, we get underrated by the polls because look at how this team comes in. And not only that, now, this is the thing. I get it. Some people from a base perspective, like from an outside perspective, just like a base look, maybe a little bit afraid to rank Notre Dame that high because new coach, new quarterback again for the third straight year, etc., etc., short on receivers. But here's the thing. Freeman was not an external hire. It would be different if Freeman was brought in from outside the program, but not only getting that one bowl game against Oklahoma State as kind of like a first learning game on short notice, plus now you have a whole off season. He knows the players. The players love him. He knows the defense, especially. So he knows kind of what he can do and what guys are the leaders, etc., etc. Plus, he just had his first recruiting class, really. Because, let's be real, Brian Kelly didn't really recruit. He was just like the thing to push a guy over the edge to say, all right, I'm coming to Notre Dame. Who did the real recruiting? Tommy Rees, Marcus Freeman, plus the assistant coaches. They did the bulk of the recruiting. You may have lost defensive line coach Mike Elston, I'm pretty sure his name was. I can't remember how to say his last name. You lost him, and you lost one other coach. Other than that, the staff pretty much stayed together. It's a big thing keeping those together. Now, there was a new linebackers coach brought in. There was a new defensive line coach. Yeah, there's some changes, but that was expected, and not nearly as much as there could have been. Not only that, this is a team that Tyler Buckner played. He's gotten some game time. He knows what a game looks like. He was in Virginia Tech in a night game. That would be a difficult game for a freshman. And he showed up. He showed up in some of the games he's played. Like, really played and not played like a gadget role. So imagine a full-time job, because he's already been announced as starting quarterback with Pine as his backup. But imagine him as a starter and having him with a year under his belt already. That's a little dangerous to me. And I get it, receivers are short. Avery Davis just went down with a season-ending injury. But I've heard good things about Salerno out of camp. I have. And I love Salerno. If anyone who hasn't been around the channel too much, or this, I think it was my Stanford stream, I love Salerno. Anytime he's on the field playing, I'm going to be loud. When I was at the UC game, I saw Salerno hit the field, and I'm sitting there yelling, "Let's go Salerno," because he's one of my favorite. I love his story. I love his brother's story, too. He's a walk-on. Him and his brother, they're walk-ons. And they've been making some waves. But it's like that. I have faith in the receiver group. Plus, you've got some good tight ends. You're going to see a bit of 2 tight end sets. Fine with that. I have faith in our tight ends. Michael Mayer's a bully. There's a reason they call him Baby Gronk. Because he can bully guys. It's just... And the offensive line, you're going to have all your left tackles back because we lost a couple last year. Alt will be ready if he needs to fill in, but I've heard Blake Fisher has come a long way over a year. He's done good coming back from that injury. And then I think there was another injury on the line. There is going to be slight shifting again, but that's fine. I mean, Notre Dame's been known for its offensive line being able to shift. They've done it the last 2 years. Not only that, look who's back at O-line coach. Harry Heinstead, an old friend of ours that got the O-line award, or his group got the O-line award, the Remington, I'm pretty sure it was, in 2016. Or he's had a Remington winner under his belt, something like this. They won one of the O-line awards in 16. But, like, I think this team, they're going to want to come out the gate swinging. I think they really are. And, because they love Freeman, if you can't tell. And Notre Dame's retaining pieces like Foskey and a couple others that could have gone. Foskey actually could have been a first-round pick last year, potentially. But he said, or last draft, but he said, no, I'm coming back. I want to fight for this. I want to fight for Freeman. So did a bunch of other guys. They're going to want to say, all right, we're going to go in and we're going to fight for Freeman. And I think the key to showing everybody this is a new era would be coming out week 1 and beating Ohio State. Is that easy? Absolutely not. What do I think the chances are of winning? 65-35 in favor of Ohio State. But here's the outlier. Here's where I really think you can beat Ohio State. You come out physical in your front defensive four, and if you can just overpower their offensive line, and you can just overpower them completely, and just let your secondary do the rest. I think you've already got him partially locked down, and then I think the rest just comes with being smart with the ball on the offense. And Tommy Rees, he's been there. I know he knows that he's a former quarterback. I know he knows he's how to coach an offense. I've seen last year. I think there's going to be some improvements that could be made, but I think it's all about just that's what offseason's for. And I mean, yes, you lost Kyron, but now you've got Diggs and Estime, who that three-headed monster is just as dangerous, if not more, than the two-headed monster of Kyron and Chris. So now you've got Chris, Diggs, and Estime, who I think they're all scary in their own way of Tyreek can catch out of the backfield from what I've seen already. Diggs is just kind of like a bit of an all-around back. And Estime is your power guy. I don't know who scares me more. Because, like, if you've seen pictures of Estime, dude's jacked. Dude's legit jacked. Like, pictures of him last year, he was jacked and he wasn't even playing. Like, this is scary. Like, it's all about how you beat him down. You got to be a physical team to win, I think, early against Ohio State in the early season. And I think Notre Dame can do that. It's just about Freeman going in, getting the guys ready, getting the guys, not only getting them hyped, but just saying, this is the game plan. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to stick to it. And this is how we should be able to knock this giant down and say, we are the real deal. This is a new era. And I think it can be. Because Brian Kelly had some struggles. Freeman in one game showed me there's some potential here. There's definitely some potential here. So I think I have all the faith right now in Notre Dame, in Freeman, in the coaching staff. And I think it's just, even if you can't come out and be Ohio State, if you just make a convincing game and play to your strengths and play to their weaknesses, I think you can convince at least some of college football that we're no joke. Brian Kelly leaving didn't matter. We're no joke. It just depends on how. And I can't wait to see us beat USC because I want to beat them this year. I want to show that USC getting a new coach and getting all these new guys means nothing to us. That they're still that team that we can go in and we can beat. Anyways, you know who I am. I'll be back later in the week with more content, and we'll see what happens. This is going to be an interesting couple weeks, I have a feeling. Peace.